Athens. In this city, people have been telling stories about knowledge and ambition for thousands of years. And one of them is about Icarus, a boy who is given the power to fly without fully understanding it.
But Icarus didn't have anyone beside him the first time he flew higher than he could handle.
Something similar is happening with AI. It's giving millions of people the ability to think, create, and solve problems in entirely new ways.
The Greeks knew that possessing power wasn't enough. You also needed the judgment to use it. Today, for the first time, that need for judgment applies to everyone, all at once. Teachers around Europe told us the same thing.
I'm not afraid of AI. I'm afraid of my students leaning on it before they've learned to think without it.
AI is changing what skills matter, what jobs exist, and also what it means to be educated.
Those responsible for preparing the next generation are figuring it out in real time, without a map or much support. Microsoft has set a goal: 20 million people trained in AI skills in 2 years.
It sounds like a number, but no one really knows how to do this yet. Not at this scale, not this fast, and not with something that is still being invented.
The hard part isn't building the technology. It's deciding who teaches it and how before the moment passes. Christina has been thinking about that question longer than most.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
We're here today with you because we have been visiting some schools in Europe to see how they are using AI in their classrooms. And we would like to know more about what is this Microsoft challenge of training millions of people in AI, and how do you see it, and how are we going to do this? How can we make it possible?
Oh my God, this is a hard question. But first of all, let me tell you how excited I am about the program we're having with you for the AI for Educators. I think it's a great program, and it aligns so much with the Microsoft Elevate mission. I think it's not about if we achieve it or not. It's about why we're doing it. Mm-hmm. And then we're learning on the process.
So Christina, for those who don't know, what is Microsoft Elevate, and what's the difference with Microsoft as we all know it?
In Microsoft, we strongly believe we're here to actually empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And in Microsoft Elevate, we go a little bit more specific around that. Our mission is about widening the circle of opportunity by strengthening education, social impact, and workforce systems so that everyone can thrive in the AI economy.
So when we say that you want to train 20 million people in AI in just 2 years, we're talking about the size of Greece twice, like training the amount of people twice in AI. How can we do that?
So I think the most important is by listening what those systems, so educational, workforce, and social impact systems need, and creating those systems that can amplify that impact. But what is magical behind that ambition is not just the 20 million globally, but it's about how many people those 20 million can influence, and especially when we talk about educators.
We're asking teachers to learn AI, to teach AI, to explain something that they don't know yet or they don't master yet. So tell us more about this challenge.
Every industry is changing rapidly in a speed, I think, that at least my generation sees for the first time.
Yeah.
And all of that transformation for me starts from the education. It's where we prepare the next generation. Yeah. So our challenge is not about creating large numbers, but if we really want to drive a good impact, that's why we have kind of a big ambition behind that.
Yeah, so think big and start small.
Yes, and I think this is the message for the educators also. You don't have to think of every angle how you can use AI, but it's decide, okay, what will make a difference to you?
This is amazing, and I think it's so interesting how AI can be a tool that can really help tackle this challenge, but also how can we do it in a way that is responsible and that we make sure that everyone has the same opportunities?
There is many different, let's say, opinions at the moment. And AI truly has that ability to shorten that gap. Or if we don't help people to feel confident about it, understand how they can use it in a safe and a responsible way, that's, I think, when we risk of not actually, shortening that gap, but actually making it bigger.
A lot of students are using AI in a way that they outsource their thinking. They use the technology to get the work done. So how can we really help them use AI in a way that can really help them and empower them and help them actually achieve more, as you were saying.
Yeah. It's not the question if we are using or we will very shortly use those AI tools. It's about how you use them. So I think it is the right question to have. But what do we do actually as human beings when we work with generative AI? We set the questions. We set the goals. What do we want the outcome to be? And this is exactly the magic of why AI is not there to replace the human being, but is actually to amplify that potential that we have on creating that knowledge.
You sound very passionate when you talk about education. Why is that? Why are you so passionate about it?
So I think I'm very lucky and privileged. I work for an organization that the mission aligns definitely with my personal kind of mission. My mother was a mathematician, so I had the privilege of having somebody helping me, as I was growing up, on top of the amazing efforts my teachers did. And I truly believe that AI can, first of all, help educators and teachers do their job a little bit easier, especially admin staff, preparation, and adapt better to the students' needs. I find it magic, if I was a learner, to have more time with my teacher. So if they use in a responsible and safe way those AI tools, then they can also teach me as a learner how I can use and leverage that technology.
So the teachers can really focus on what's most important, which is this personal connection and helping the children actually develop.
Exactly. And this is what I find amazing with AI technology.
I truly hope that this program can really help them shape this next generation so that this next generation can really shape the future.
The role is so important. That's where transformation starts with the new generations. And I'm looking forward to help them actually have that confidence and feel more prepared for what is coming in the future.
Thank you so much, Christina, for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Anna.
From Athens, we now cross to the other side of the Mediterranean, to Barcelona, one of the major AI hubs in Southern Europe. World-class supercomputing, cutting-edge university research,
and an active ecosystem in AI applied to education.
And there's no better person to help us make sense of all that than Gerardo Franco, AI Skills Director at Microsoft. And together, we're going to take a closer look at how AI is transforming the way we teach. You've worked across very different countries and institutions. Where does this actually get stuck? And what are the real obstacles when you're trying to scale something like this?
So I would say the first thing, it doesn't get stuck because of the tech. It's more the systems around it. If teachers don't have the time, like if they don't have guardrails or guidelines on how to use AI, confidently, they get stuck.
And why focus on teachers first? Couldn't it be easier to just go straight to the students so that you get a wider audience faster?
You'd think so, but educators are really the multipliers. If you get to one teacher, they can then scale to hundreds of students. And beyond that, it's actually the teacher upholds learning culture.
There are some teachers that feel that AI is already being used widely in their classroom and that they feel that they are already left behind. Is that feel real? And what would you tell those teachers?
Well, I would say AI definitely is being used already.
Yeah.
But either teachers or students use it quietly and inconsistently. And I would say it's okay, tech advances very quickly and you're not being left behind, but you do need to treat this as any other form of literacy and go step by step into acquiring it confidently. Yeah. And I think that if you ask school leaders, have you provided training to teachers? Most of them will say yes. If you ask teachers, they'll say no or not enough, because training for teachers needs to be embedded in their job. Yeah. And needs to be, in small doses, but consistent. You can't just do a one-off workshop. You need to make sure that they're consistently getting this training and consistently feeling confident and using use cases in the classroom to actually apply it.
I guess one of the misconceptions is that some people believe that when we say we have to use AI in the classroom, it's like when we started giving the students some tablets, it's like seeing it just as a tool rather than something that has to be embedded in everything. Yeah, because it has to change the way that we teach, but also the way that we evaluate what we are teaching.
You can ask a student to produce an essay, and they can do it perfectly in one go with AI. That is not the point. The point is, how do you embed revisions, proofreading, verifying sources within that exercise? It requires teachers to think beyond just producing an output to actually the process of producing it.
Yeah.
So we always say AI will save teachers time, but then what do you use that time for? You can allow them to use AI, but the time you save from the first draft should be used to do 3 different revisions
Yeah.
of the same draft. So you're actually teaching the student to go through that process of critical thinking,
Yeah.
of questioning the sources, and then actually coming up with better writing every single time. So AI can save time, but what we use with that time that we've saved is crucial.
Yeah.
And for teachers, it's not just the time of grading or talking to parents. It's about the human connection.
Yeah.
Right? Teachers, what we do best as humans is noticing, it's coaching, and it's building relationships. So if teachers have more time to do those 3 things, to really notice where students are at, to coach them,
Yeah.
and to build a relationship with them.
And what is the misconception that teachers have about AI that is simply not true?
I think taking AI, anything that's produced by AI as fact instead of draft.
Okay.
So they need to consistently check the sources and verify and recognize that AI is producing a draft.
And what is Microsoft doing, and what are the main efforts in helping these teachers that are currently raising this future generation of children?
This entire course that we're doing, AI Skills for Educators, and the program around it is part of Microsoft Elevate's mission to widen the circle of opportunity. And we do that by helping educators, but also civil society organizations and workforce systems in general to acquire the skills and the responsible use of AI so that they can develop those skills and leverage AI to its full potential. 70% of jobs by 2030 requiring AI skills. And AI skills is not just how to use AI, it's how to think critically outside of the box, how to work as a team, how to have empathy, all of those cultural and emotional intelligence is crucial, especially when we use AI.
What would be your best advice for the teachers?
Go out on a limb, try it, think about it responsibly. Don't just play with it, treat it as you would any subject matter, methodically. You are a teacher, you know how to teach, you know how to learn. I used to be a teacher a very long time ago. And I would actually put myself in the shoes of a student and think about what they would need or what they required of me in that moment. Think of yourself that way. Be kind to yourself. You're not dumb just because AI is so advanced. I think for me, even working at a tech company, tech advances so quickly, it's really hard to get up. So be kind to yourself, try it, and develop those 2 habits I mentioned earlier. 1, very operational in terms of how I use AI every day, whether it's use it to create a lesson plan or to create reading prompts, and then develop that other habit that is critical thinking about checking sources or about looking for a second opinion or doing a revision of the text itself, and use that systematically every day, and you will build the confidence you need to then leverage AI more broadly and deeply and with more success for both yourself and your students.
Well, thank you so much, Gerardo. This has been amazing and truly inspiring.
Thank you.
Icarus had wings, but didn't know how to use them. This time, teachers are the difference. That's why we created a free course with Microsoft. If we get this right, students won't just grow up with AI. They'll learn how to fly with it.